Hello, welcome to weekly vlog number 2. Second week of these, and I'm not starting this one till Wednesday. I literally had every intention to kick these vlogs off on Mondays always, but we're now 0 for 2 on getting kicked off on Monday. And let me quickly start with like a weekend recap, and that might explain why just Monday and Tuesday for me were swamped and vlogging was not in the cards. So I did take my camera with me to all of our adventures on Saturday with every intention of capturing camera footage to share with you. And I forgot it was in my backpack. I literally forgot. I think I have been so focused on not vlogging personal social things that I just forgot that I brought it, which I guess is a good thing that I was like very in the moment with my family and my husband. But then I realized, I got home and was like unpacking my bag and was like, oh yeah, I was gonna vlog this. But here's what I'm thinking. I did capture photos and video on my phone because I like just do that regularly. Some of it I post on Instagram stories and some of it I have just for me. So what I will do is for those kinds of events, I'm just gonna use my phone because really like it's just as good of a camera, and if not better if I turn the 4K on. And so I'm just gonna use my phone and then I'll show you the footage later. So first off, we went to the Pride Fest on Saturday, which was essentially a street fair. And so there were a ton of vendors. So there were shops, LGBTQ shops selling all kinds of cool stuff. And then there were lots of food vendors. We had lots and lots of delicious food. And then there were also companies that were handing out like swag. We got this awesome rainbow bag from Amtrak that like I'm obsessed with. It's like a reusable grocery bag that is all rainbow and I love it. And then there were 3 stages with lots of performances. And so we got to see a drag show, we got to see the Chicago Gay Men's Chorus, and they sang a medley of songs from various movies, which was so fun. And some of the stages at various points just had DJs, and so there was like a dance party happening. If I was not pregnant, it was within walking distance of our apartment. I would have gone back at night and like partied. Like there were drinks and there were dance parties, and like I saw some clips of people I follow on Instagram there later that night, and it looked like a freaking blast. So next year, hopefully my Pride Fest experience is gonna be a little bit different, but we still had a great time. I'm so glad that we went. Sam and I took a cute picture, baby's first Pride with this Chicago Pride mural, and I'm so glad that we were able to go and that the weather was beautiful. It's just fun. New York doesn't have something like that. So that was the Pride Fest. The parade is this weekend. It's not the Pride. I had lots of comments about like the Pride parade, and I was like, nope, that's next weekend. It hasn't happened yet. So I'm also gonna go to the parade this weekend. I don't know if Sam's gonna join me because he said he might be studying and my mom's actually out of town. But if I'm going by myself, that's fine. Okay, I need to stop talking so fast because I'm running out of breath. I'm gonna switch hands and talk about what we did after Pride Fest. So afterwards, we went on the, I'm gonna say the boat. I'm gonna quickly explain what that means. So my parents have a membership. There's this like very cool concept company that in Chicago where the company owns boats. You pay a flat rate and you get a set number of boat rides, like times to use the boat throughout the summer. And it's almost like a draft, like a sports draft when my parents like pick the boat dates, and like they're very thoughtful about like all the other things we have going on in the summer, like our friends and family coming when we're gone for our baby moon. Like they didn't pick dates when we're gone. Normally, like we have gotten to go on the boat like once a summer when we're in town. And even then, like the one time we were here last summer, it was like a bad boat day because the waves were too big, which I know it's a lake. Lake Michigan gets massive waves. I am not qualified to explain nor understand why that is, but some days you can't actually go on the boat. Like the weather is too bad. Not like even that it's raining, but like the waves are too strong. So anyways, I'm excited this summer to be able to go on the boat more. However, I'm also a little bit nervous because I have struggled with nausea my entire pregnancy, and it's gotten so much better in the 2nd trimester, but it's still not perfect. And so I definitely was nervous about the boat. They didn't originally have the boat for this past weekend. Normally my mom does not pick June dates because June in Chicago could be really nice summer weather, or it could still be a little bit chilly. So she doesn't usually waste any of her regular picks on June. But you do get a certain number of last minute picks if nobody else has the boat, or the person who has the boat decides that they don't want it and like releases the date. So I don't know which one of those things happened, but my mom is very good at stalking the boat availability. And so she was stalking the boat availability on Saturday morning, as she does, and saw that the Saturday, so it's also in 2 chunks. I never said that, never explained it. It's also in 2 chunks. There's the morning time slot that's 9 to 4, and then the evening time chunk that's 4 to 11, I guess. Gosh, we've never stayed out that late. But it's like two different chunks, whichever, like if you pick the AM or the PM, daytime or evening. And so the evening for Saturday was available. And so the other thing that was happening was there was this Sail Grand Prix, which these like, it's like an international sailing competition where these big giant sailboats, like not big like long, big like tall. Like they were not, the pictures are not gonna do it justice. They were not, it didn't look like a regular sailboat to me, my experience with sailboats, but it was very cool. And it was going on in the lake, like in the evening on that day. So my mom was like, if we grab this boat time, we can go watch the Sail Grand Prix from the actual boat, as opposed to watching it from the pier. I didn't really care to watch it from the pier, but she wanted to watch it somehow. So she snagged the boat and then, you know, text my family and is like, hey, we got the boat for tonight. Does anybody want to go? And of course, everybody else already had plans. And Sam had to study. He is currently studying for his CFP, his Certified Financial Planner. Hopefully by the time you watch this video, it will be over, and hopefully he is passed at that point. So he took a break to go to Pride Fest, but he was like, I can't do Pride Fest and the boat, I need to study. So it was literally just me and my mom and my stepdad, and we went on the boat. And if we were moving, I did take Dramamine, first off. If we were moving, I was totally fine. But then when we sat to actually watch the race, not only were we not moving, we were just sitting there, we were not in a no wake zone. If we had been like stationary in a no wake zone, I may have been okay. And I was sitting at the front of the boat, which is worse for, I almost said turbulence, but whatever the word equivalent for boats is for that. It's worse. And I was in the sun because I wanted to see the race. And so we were rocking pretty heavily, and I ended up getting pretty nauseous. So hopefully, like our next excursion out on the boat, I'm gonna stay towards the back of the boat, like where it is not as bad. Unless I'm in the water, I'm probably gonna stay in the shade. Normally I like to be out in the sun. I like to be a lizard and soak up all the sun. And like those are my favorite seats on the boat, but I might just need to sit in the shaded parts. There's a roof. I don't know if that's really what it is on part of it. So there are shaded seats. But yeah, it was still really nice. It was nice to like get out on the boat, see the skyline, and spend some time with them. And so that was my Saturday. Switching arms again. Sunday, I worked pretty much the entire day. That then bled into Monday and Tuesday. So I know in the last vlog, I talked about how I was relaunching my course, Accelerate Your Goals, and we did a live call on Saturday to kick it off. And then once a day for the next 7 days, they were gonna get access to each of the 7 modules within the course. Well, I refilmed them all a while back, but I very much procrastinated editing them. And I didn't realize it, I think it was like Friday maybe, that I was like, oh man, I have all of this footage and it's not edited. Like I don't know y'all, what I was thinking. So I actually stayed up pretty late Friday night getting the first day edited. And I did some of the second day while it was uploading. And then I did the rest of the second day on Saturday. And I literally, for the most part, have just been playing, like, this is behind the scenes for sure. I've just been playing like catch up, like 1 a day. Like I have been editing, which is so frustrating. So that is what I've been doing. I'm at this point, I'm a day ahead because I did 2 on Sunday. I worked pretty much all day Sunday, but then even Monday and Tuesday, like I needed to do a day to stay ahead of it, but also other work and other calls that I had scheduled for those days. So all that to say, that's why I didn't really vlog the last 2 days, and it wasn't that exciting. Anyways, I just literally was in here working, getting lots of things done, and now I finally feel like I have a chance to breathe. So it is about 1:15. I just finished the live. I was gonna eat something right away, but I'm actually really not hungry. So I think I'm gonna run to Ulta. I need a couple things. I'll tell you while I'm walking there. And then I have a box I'm gonna open with you. And I feel like there was something else I was gonna vlog. I texted myself. If I need to remember something, I always text myself a list. And so what were the things I was gonna vlog? Oh no, I guess that's it. Weekend recap, open box, go to Ulta. Oh my goodness, it is absolutely beautiful outside. Wow, this is incredibly dangerous. Okay, I'm off to Ulta. I do not want to admit how close I live to an Ulta, partially for safety purposes, partially because it's just very dangerous for my budget and my wallet. But anyways, so I need a replacement, like something I use almost every single day, and I'll show you everything I buy when I get home. Something I use pretty much every day that I'm basically out of. Messing with the lighting now that I'm in the shade. There's something that I replaced recently and they didn't have my shade when I went. I actually don't think I got it at Ulta. I think I got it at like a drugstore. And so I went a shade lighter and it was fine for a while. Now that it's summer and I've started to get a little bit of color, it just looks ridiculous. So I just need to get the right color of that product. And it's a powder product, so it won't go bad. I'll use the lighter one when it gets to winter. And then I'm gonna try to find a dupe. I Googled a couple of options for something I talked about in a favorites video that I love, a high-end product that I love, but I feel like I'm going through it really fast. I got it on sale. I cannot justify the full price. I just cannot. I love it, but not that much. So I'm gonna try to find a less expensive version of it. Well, that was a big fail. So first off, apparently my Ulta does not carry Wet n Wild in stores. So, which was the thing that I needed to replace, was my Wet n Wild tinted moisturizer. And then also one of the new lip products I was gonna try was a Wet n Wild brand. And so they didn't have either of those. And then so I had 3 screenshots of like a dupe for the high-end lip product, which by the way, the lip product I'm talking about is the Tarte Juicy Lip. This is the like high-end one that I bought on sale that I've been loving, but feel like I've been going through really fast. So Wet n Wild was one of them. And then there was a ColourPop one, but even though my Ulta carried ColourPop, they did not have that lip product. I was really not off to a great start. Then I went to get the powder and they still didn't have, I think it may have been that Ulta, they still didn't have the color that I needed. So originally, I actually think I'd gone to the powder first. I had gotten the next shade, like they didn't have the shade that I want. So last time I went lighter, which worked until I started to get a little bit of color. So I was gonna go up and just get the darker one. And then once I realized I wasn't gonna get everything else that I wanted, I was like, I'm just gonna wait and order it online so that I can get the right color that I want, and I'm gonna need to hit free shipping, which is probably what I should have done anyway. So all of those things I'm gonna get online. I'm gonna place an online order today. But I did end up buying one lip product to hopefully be a dupe. The color selection was not that great. They were either, there was like a super bright red, a super bright pink, one that looked really brown, and then this one that does look really dark, but my guess is that once I put it on, it won't be quite as dark. We'll see. And really, I could have also saved this to put in my online order, and I almost did, especially because the line was kind of weirdly long for like 1:30 p.m. on a Wednesday. But I really wanted to try a new lip product besides, you know, anyway, so here we are, let's try it. So this one retails $24. I paid $12 for it during the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty sale. This one was $7. It looks really dark. It is dark, but I like the way that it feels. Okay, it doesn't feel the same. Like, I'm not sure I would say it's a dupe at all, because this one feels more like lip gloss, but in a tube. This one just feels like tinted chapstick, but I don't hate it. It is very dark, but I do like to wear dark lips sometimes, not necessarily in the summer though. I know I'm looking at myself and not making eye contact with you. I'm using this basically as a mirror. And I like the way that it feels. Again, it's not quite as juicy and lip glossy as this one. And I don't think it will replace this color for me, especially in the summer, but all their like mid-tone shades were like very brown. So I don't know, not a total womp, but I don't think I'm really gonna be using this regularly, probably until the fall. Okay, I blotted some of it off so it doesn't look quite so intense, so that I can open this box, y'all. Oh my gosh. So I started to open this yesterday, and then I was like, no, I have to open this in a vlog because there's so many fun things in here. So I went to the UPS store yesterday. Actually, my mom and Sam and I all ventured to the UPS store together to get our recliner that was sent to us from our baby registry. My mother-in-law bought it, and it was a big, giant, heavy box. And I'm getting all the registry stuff sent to the UPS store for safety purposes and for just like, I don't trust. I haven't had package theft here issues like I did in New York, but makes me feel better. Anyways, so we went to pick that up, and I like walked in and I was like, yeah, I'm here to pick up for 112. And she like pointed to the big box, and I was like, yep, that's what we're here for. And she goes, you also have another box. And I was like, oh, I wasn't expecting another box. I didn't see anything else get delivered. And that's because it was not something from the registry or something I ordered. It was a gift from one of you, which I don't know if the screen does justification to exactly how big this box is, but so freaking sweet and thoughtful. So it came with a card. I'm not gonna like read it to you or show you the inside, but it was just so thoughtful. And it's like a congratulations on a baby card, but with lots of other kind words. And what she said in the card, the part I will read, says, enjoy this box of goodies, some for you, some for little girl. These are my favorites and I hope you love them too. And again, I opened the first thing yesterday and was like, oh, I have to open this on camera. So the first thing I opened is this little pencil pouch, or I mean, you could use it for anything, that says, I'm not a regular mom, I'm a cool mom. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Okay, there's literally so many things in here, you guys. I just can't. I can't. It's like Christmas. It feels like it could be like a candle. Oh, it is a candle. I don't know how much I love candles. Oh my gosh. Cherry and amber. Ooh, that smells amazing. And it's like beautiful. Look at this beautiful candle. Oh my gosh. This box is also very heavy. So like I don't know what some of the things are in this box that like are making it this heavy, but it's heavy. Muslin blankets. Look at these cute. There's one with roses. This one's got little, it's more white with like little tiny pink flowers. And this one says, I love you all over it. Little blankets. Those are so pretty. Some of the stuff is really hard for your first. I feel like I'm trying to buy more for stuff that can be reused, like things like those like sleep sacks and those kinds of things. I am trying to register for or buy more gender neutral stuff so that I could use it with future children if we do have a boy. But sometimes it's hard to resist the cute girl stuff. Oh, also the same brand, Cloud Island, by the way. And these are, I mean, it kind of looks like a blanket. It might be a towel. Why does it not say what it is on this? Okay, yes, it is a towel. It's got a little hood on it. And it's three, like, oh my God, these are really soft towels. And these three beautiful, beautiful patterns. My goodness. There's like so many things in this box. Ooh, I think I actually registered for this. Aveeno Baby wash and shampoo and lotion. So I need to go maybe take that off the registry. But obviously, oh, this is heavy. Ooh, this is me, this one's for me. Epsom salt soaks. Which I love baths. And then there are diapers and wipes in here, which is, can never have too many diapers and wipes. And then little tiny washcloths. Oh my God, so they match the towels. And there's little tiny washcloths. It's that same brand. She must love this brand, Cloud Island. I don't even think I've registered for anything from that brand. Oh my gosh, well I'm gonna go take washcloths and the like body wash, baby body wash and baby lotion off of my registry. It's amazing. Obviously I'm gonna send her a thank you way before this video goes live, but it just means it, I don't even know if I can put into words how much it means to have the support, like not just from our friends and family, but from all of you as well. And whether you send something or not, but just like even all the well wishes and the thoughtful messages and comments that we've been receiving. And I'm sure even more so by the time this video actually goes up, but like even right now in where I'm at in pregnancy, like it just is amazing. So that was so fun to open. Okay, I thought I would include a daily plan with me in the portion of this vlog since I'm not planning to pre-film any plan with me's as part of my maternity leave content. So I'm gonna sprinkle plan with me sections throughout the vlogs is the plan, no pun intended. So let's go ahead and get today planned out. I also thought I would show you kind of what my HB90 page is looking like so far this week, because I have shown this a lot when I set it up at like the beginning of weeks, but never kind of what it looks like in the middle. So this is kind of what it looks like in the middle. I'm also having a very great, productive, like feeling awesome kind of week. So these are the number of task blocks I have done each day. If you've never heard me talk about my system, I have a whole video called How I Plan My Life that I talk about my system and process for planning my goals in my life and all the things. And I operate for work in task blocks, which are 30-minute chunks that are part of the Pomodoro cycle. And so that's how I track my time. And so these are per day. The per day ones, I don't go back and look at it. I used to track that. Actually, that's one of the things that's changed from that video. And maybe it's almost time for an updated version. But I used to track it on the page from the HB90 planner that had like the entire quarter, because I thought I would want to go back and look at that data and use it somehow. And I don't use that data at all. Just something I've learned, but I do track it that week
just to make sure the numbers match. Like I just make sure that whatever this total is, right? So far for the week I'm at 44, is the same number that I've checked off, because this data, the per project task block information, I 100% use. And I at the end of the week will go put all of this in a Google Doc, Google spreadsheet, so that I can use that information in the future. So then when I finish the whole thing, I check it off over here and put the total number of task blocks, and then obviously some of them you can see I am not quite done with. And then these are the sticky notes from my Kanban board that I'm like working through. So there are lots, I can show you what the Kanban board looks like. Like all of Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday is all blank because I've either moved it to another day later this week or back over to the to-do section or to the done. And these are the ones that still have progress to be made. So let's go ahead and plan out today. It looks like a really squished Paper Mate flare. So does that one. Oh well, okay. So it is Thursday, the 22nd. I've been using blue a lot this week, and I don't know, I'm really liking it. Normally I switch off the colors every day and kind of switch things up, and that was really bad. This is why doing things on camera, I like go fast and I mess things up, but it is what it is. I've been really enjoying this blue, and so I've been using it literally every day this week. So my 3 sections that I always label are work, personal, and tomorrow. Let's go ahead and do the timed section first. So planning my day is part of my morning routine, which I started at about 9. And right now my morning routine in my app is scheduled for 2 hours and 15 minutes, but I'm not gonna work out today. I've been having this pain in my leg, I didn't injure myself, but I'm not gonna push a workout today. Plus I have a lot of things I wanna get to today. So I think what I'm gonna do actually is go to a coffee shop. This is almost become a routine on Thursdays, not every single Thursday, but I almost always end up without any one-on-one calls on Thursday. I don't know. My current one-on-one clients are just picking Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And I don't schedule any of my own calls for Thursdays. So if all I am doing is like head down, getting work done, I like going to a coffee shop because I'm just so much more productive. And then I really feel like I can power through, and it gets me like set up for a better state on Friday to not necessarily have to do as much on Friday. So not something that I'm like setting in stone that I'm doing every single Thursday, but it's worked out that way for a lot of the recent Thursdays. But the one thing I need to do at home before I head to the coffee shop is film a planner flip through for my goal planner. I just recently launched the Q3 version of it, and I originally wasn't planning to really push the Q3 version. I originally actually was just gonna launch it to the community members because I had given them the Q2 version for free. And so I was just gonna launch the Q3 version to the community members and not even like really share it publicly. I did ultimately end up not only releasing it publicly, but then somebody posted on Instagram and tagged me. And so I reposted it, and the number of messages I got that were like, do you have a flip through? And for whatever reason, my brain just like did not even, like it didn't cross my mind to film a flip through, when for years, that's a lot of what I did on my channel, where like flip throughs of planners. So anyways, I'm gonna do that today before I head out to the coffee shop. And then we're gonna get to the massive list of things I'm gonna do at the coffee shop. I counted them out, and there are like 8 little things. Some of them are not so little, but 8 things I'd like to get done today at the coffee shop. So I don't try to estimate how long each one of them is gonna take. I don't try to say I'm gonna do this one from 11 to 12 and so on and so forth. Literally, it's just like, these are the 8 things that I'd like to get to. If I don't get to all of them, it's fine. I'll do some of them tomorrow. Or if they take longer than this, that's also fine, because I don't have any plans tonight, which is kind of nice. And my mom is out of town, so there's no spontaneity plans happening there. Don't get me wrong. I love living close to my mom, but sometimes I have a hard time saying no when she wants to do something spontaneous, and I have to remember that I get to see her all the time. So I can't, it's okay to say no. Anyways, so the first thing is I'm gonna edit the planner, get that up. Yeah, this is a really smushed Paper Mate flare. And then I'm gonna edit module 7. Oh, I hate admitting that is literally going live tomorrow, and I'm not done with it. I'm not, as you can see, I'm like halfway through it. My goal was to finish it yesterday, and that didn't happen. With the live, and I had 2 one-on-one calls and the Q&A for the course. Like, I just didn't have time to finish it. So that's all right. I'll finish it today. It'll be good to go for tomorrow. A quick thing, but I'm putting it over here because I want to make sure I have to get to it today. I've explained this before, but the things that go over here in this to-do section, and I'm gonna put some things there. These are either 5-minute tasks, so they kind of are filler space. Like if I'm working and I've got 5 minutes left in my task block, instead of moving on to something else, I'll pull one of these to-dos. Or it's things that if they don't get done, it's not the end of the world. Things that like are more of a priority are over here, and I'm listing them in order of a priority. So this is kind of annoying to me. So after the live, I do a live every Wednesday, not right now. That's what this vlog is taking the place of. Normally I do a live every Wednesday. And after the live, I go in and I rewatch it. I add in any links that I promised people, like of other videos or products or anything, any kind of links. And I put it into the playlist. I change out the thumbnail. Like there's a couple things that I do. Well, some of the things that I do, I'm really getting nitty gritty behind the scenes here, sorry. Some of the things that I do require the video to be processed. Which includes adding in, like not just adding in links to the videos in the description box, but adding them so where they pop up in the corner. That I have to wait for it to finish. Deciding where the ads go in the live. If I left it up to YouTube, they would put ads anytime I pause, which is a lot when I'm live. So I can't let that be up to YouTube. I have to do it manually, but I can't do that till it's processed. I feel like there's one more thing, I don't know, my brain is blanking, that I'm not allowed to do until it's processed. Well, they used to take like 30 minutes. Like it would process after like 30 or 45 minutes, and then I could just do it on Wednesday afternoon. I have checked before at 5 p.m. on Wednesday and it's not done. And I don't know what changed, and I probably would be beneficial for me to like reach out to YouTube and figure out what changed and if I can fix it. I don't know if I can. So I've started doing this thing on Thursdays that I call Lattes with Laken Part 2, where I go in and I do those last couple things that I couldn't do yesterday because the video hadn't processed. So anyway, all that to say, this is really, it shouldn't take me more than 10 minutes tops, but I'm putting it over here because it's important that I get to today. And then the other most important thing I get to today is the content planning for July, which when I show you the Kanban board in a second, you'll see the sticky notes on the Kanban board is like this one, which is over here, the planner and the content plan. And then my communication routine is the next most important thing. And then these last 3 things are things that I would like to get to. And one of these things I actually had on my list for tomorrow, and then 2 are things that popped up yesterday. And I am putting them on my list for today because I am going to a coffee shop. Again, my motivation, and I usually work better, and so I'm hoping, crossing my fingers, that I'm gonna be able to get to them. I also I have estimates for how long all these things are gonna take up here, but it varies. Sometimes it takes more, sometimes it takes less. Okay, and then I literally don't have anything else this evening. I would like to tidy my office. My office it's been a really hectic week over here, so which I talked about a little bit earlier, and so my office is kind of a disaster, and then my PM routine this evening. And then a couple of things over here. I have some texts that I need to schedule, but none of them are, most of them are July things. So if I don't get to those, that's okay. I need to send my bio for a speaking engagement that I just booked. And then there's another email that I want to send. So these are all kind of 5-minute tasks that can be fillers if I need them. And then I need to make a nail appointment. I have been painting my own nails. I have been pretty good about it. I like to get my nails done when I travel. I like to get gel so that I'm not worried about them chipping. And so I want to make a nail appointment for the baby moon. So that is the plan for today. Okay, so because I promised, here's what my Kanban board looks like. Like I said, it's the 22nd. So all the sticky notes over here are all the things I still have left to do. And I will schedule time for them next week. And then this is where we're at this week. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday are all empty. These are the 2 big things I talked about today. These are all the things that I need to get to tomorrow. This is scheduled for Saturday. But I used to have a space when I first started doing my Kanban board this way. I had a space for the weekend. I had 6 boxes, and it was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and weekend. I have been trying so hard not to work on weekends that I don't have it anymore. So when I do have something on the weekend, it just gets in Friday's box. And then these are all the things that I've done, which it's funny because these are so much more densely stacked. So at a glance, it looks like there's still way more over here, but a lot of these are only single or maybe double. This one's a lot, but whereas this one, these are super, super densely stacked. So feeling really good about my progress this month. Hello, good morning. I have a bunch of random things to share with you and talk about this morning. Is it still morning? Yeah, it is. It's 10:30. Wow, it's still very much morning. Okay, the first one is this tracker that I made. So I have talked I'm not quite ready to show my face yet. That's why you're gonna stare at this while I talk for a sec. I have talked in a number of places how, in addition to tracking the action steps that you're taking on your goals, that it can be helpful to sometimes create a tracker that tracks the overarching progress. So I've given this example with like decluttering your house, where you might put on your actual action steps to spend 30 minutes a week on the project. But then in another place, on another list, you have the spaces that you are decluttering, and so you can see that progress. That is what this tracker is all about. So one of my goals for Q3, why do I keep wanting to say Q4? It's not. Q3 is to clean up the photos on my phone, because I want it to be easier to find things. I also want to dig up some like gems and things that I want to like plan to share on social media while I'm out on maternity leave. And then also because I know I'm about to get a massive influx of photos on my phone with a little nugget. So I want to get caught up based on my numbers. And yes, if you want to do this math, that is how many photos I have to go through on my phone. It's a lot. So I set a slightly higher goal than like what the actual math worked out to be if I had done it every single day, because I know I'm going to miss days. That is how life works, right? You don't do it every single day. So my goal is to hit 70 days out of the 90 and to go through 500 photos a day. So that is like the practical side of the action step. Then I also want to track the actual progress that I'm making on the various months. And I use an app called Get Sorted, which I've talked about before. I think is so magical and helpful when it comes to going through photos. But part of it is the actual process of cleaning through and deleting. That's the 500 a day. And that is the Get Sorted piece of this. And I was caught up through August of 2019. That's why it doesn't start until then. I have photos older than that on my phone, although not many, because I was not good about backing up my phone before that. But that is where I am on my Get Sorted app, is September of 2019. So the first column, clean, is getting through the month on Get Sorted. So I've got all the months, all the way up to, as of the time I'm filming this vlog, months that haven't happened yet, because I'm gonna have photos there eventually by the time I'm done working through all of these. So that is step one. And then step two is actually going through the photos from that month and putting the ones that need to be in albums in albums. So I have albums. Let me grab my phone and tell you kind of what I mean here. So I have, okay, I was gonna pull my phone onto the screen, but some of these things, like I can't really, some of these things, the first photo I don't want to actually share. Okay, but I'm gonna tell you what all my albums are. So the first one is a pump up folder. So when people send me really sweet messages, I screenshot them and I want them to all be in this folder. So when I'm having a rough day, I can go reference them. One is a photo album of all my favorite photos of Charlie, my cat, so that people, like when I'm out and about and I talk about her and people ask to see her, I have an album to go to. The next one is future planning. This is a lot of business stuff, but I'll take screenshots of like things I see other people do and I'm like, I want to do that at some point in my business. That's that folder. One is text ideas for the Goals with Laken community. So I send a daily text to the community every day. Sometimes those are just my words, and sometimes it's like a photo or a quote or inspirational something or other. So anytime I take a screenshot that I want to save for that goes in that folder. I have a folder for gift ideas, a folder for food ideas, a folder for Instagram ideas. So like if there is a photo that I might want to post on Instagram, here, I don't mind showing you that one. These probably will have gone up at this point, but it's mostly like me speaking, some old photos that I like, etc. And then the last one, which this album needs a lot of work to go through, is books. So anytime I take a screenshot of a book that I want to read, it goes into that album. So once I get through the Get Sorted part, then it's going through that month and putting the photos into albums. And then what I do need to do in this bottom right corner, which I didn't put on the digital one because that's going to be like, well, you know what? I don't want to reprint it. Maybe I'm just going to write it in here because I do maybe want to do it by, maybe not month, but maybe by year, is like take all the stuff for some of the albums. Not all of the albums will this be true for, but for some of them, that reference material needs to go somewhere else. So for the best example is the books. I want to take all those books that I've screenshotted and put them into my Goodreads as like books I'd like to read. I don't necessarily need to do that by month. Maybe I do it by year, or maybe I do it by month and make it just as part of this. Like I sort the things into the albums, and then for the albums that do need things to be gone through. And then same thing with food. Like some of those I want to put into my plan to eat, which I eventually hope to get back into. Yeah, we'll see. I'll figure that out as I go. This is what was in my head last night that I needed to get down. onto a tracker.
All right, next up, I need to try on a bunch of Amazon stuff and then ultimately return what I'm not gonna keep. I don't know if anyone else is guilty of this, that I like, especially stuff where like I know I need to keep one, I will buy a bunch of stuff and then return the ones I don't want. Okay, so the first one is a dress for maternity photos. I showed that in the last vlog, like a try on of these dresses. This is one of the dresses that I tried on. It was that flower pattern. I got it in a solid color that I'm thinking I'm gonna wear for maternity photos. So I just need to try it on and make sure it, you know, sometimes patterns are different than other things. The main piece of this, which I will not be doing the try on the internet for, I will tell you my thoughts about each of them when I'm done trying them on, and that is maternity swimsuits. So I ordered a bunch a while back from Old Navy, and there was one that I ended up liking and kept, but I do want a second one for our baby Moon. We're going somewhere on the beach, and sometimes when you go on a beach vacation, there are times that one swimsuit is wet and you need a dry one. So I am going to try on these 4 swimsuits. I got this one that's like, some of them I picked the pattern or the color I liked the most. Some of them I was at the mercy of what color they had my size in, truthfully. Like these are all these types of things, like clothing options that had a bunch of colors and patterns. And like I said, some of them I picked my favorite, some of them, like I think this one this is the only one they had my size in that was like something interesting. So it's like blue on the bottom and flowers on the top. This one is just plain teal, which is close because the one I kept from Old Navy is a solid green, like an emerald green. Okay, this one's like regular strapped. This one is also regular strapped. I think this one is a halter. Yeah, I do really like these flowers. And then this one's actually a 2-piece. So we will see how it goes. All right, slightly out of breath from all of those try-ons. I'm really glad that I didn't just assume this was gonna work because it does not. It is not near as stretchy as the patterned one. And so it just is not, it feels a little bit tight. I mean, I guess it was a week ago, but I could have put weight on in a week, but like, yeah, that's not gonna be it. So I'm gonna have to revisit the maternity photos situation, which is fine. All right, here's the swimsuit. This is what I'm gonna keep. This was the best one. It felt supportive, flattering. I thought I wasn't gonna like it because it doesn't have adjustable straps, like you're just stuck with it. I might wish it like lifted a smidge more, but you know what? It's good. Maybe not my favorite pattern, but I really like the way that it feels. These all, and this was not a hard decision. These all like were a no for one reason or another, pretty much the second I put them on. So this one was an almost, kind of depending on where you have grown during pregnancy. The boob section was way too small. So now I could pull it up because it was a halter, and so I could pull it up and have it be totally fine, but then the like seam was not in the right spot. But if I pulled the seam down to be in the right spot, it was like, you know, just popping out at the top. So that one was a no. This one, similar problem, but on the side. The boob section just on the side, it was like it didn't work, which was unfortunate because I liked the crisscross and I liked the other part of this swimsuit. I liked the bottom, but yeah, it did not work. And then this one, the 2-piece, and I should have known pretty much as soon as I like looked at these bottoms. If I was gonna do a 2-piece, and I guess, I don't know if I just didn't look at it close enough on Amazon, which by the way, I got an extra large in all of these. The typical like non-pregnancy size is a large, but that is what I've been getting most of my stuff in. The bottoms are not meant to go over your bump. Like they're meant to sit under your bump. And if that was the case, swimsuit fits fine. I don't want that. I did not like the way that felt. It did not feel comfortable. It did not feel, it's not enjoyable for me. So even though the top covered it just fine, I didn't like it. So these 3 and this guy will be going back. Okay, here's what's next in terms of things I want to do today. And I was trying to wait for my Ulta order to arrive. If you remember earlier in this vlog, went to Ulta, was a fail, placed an order online. It was shipped the next day and it's being delivered today, which is just amazing. Ulta's amazing. Minus the fact that you gotta hit the shipping minimum. Unless you wanna pay for shipping, it is very fast, which is awesome. So I was trying to wait for that so I could include that as part of this, but I already told you what I was gonna order from there. So I'm gonna get my makeup organized. This is where my makeup is currently being stored. It is in this basket. It has a nice spot in my bathroom where it lives. I used to have my makeup up on my dresser, like in drawers on my dresser when I had my dresser in my office, and like that's where I would get ready. Now I either get ready in
my bathroom, but I don't have counter space for the makeup to live on the counter. There's really no counter space in my bathroom. So I pulled the basket out and like set it on, I literally set it on top of the toilet, and that is how I do my makeup in the bathroom. Or the other thing I've been doing a lot is bringing this basket in here into my office and sitting at my desk because it's nice to sit and do my makeup right now because standing is tiring. And so I'll stand to do my hair in the bathroom and then I'll come sit in here and do my makeup. So that's why this little mirror is in here, which is in desperate need of a clean, to do my makeup. But this is a disaster. So I tried to use this Erin Condren, actually rewind. I was using one of the older one of these like Erin Condren accordion things. I had like the old colorway, like the original, and that version was a lot more structured and it would like stand up on its own, but it was really dirty and I didn't love the colors. And so I was trying to get rid of some really old credits that were like, I got an email they were gonna expire. So I grabbed this thinking, oh, I like these colors better. It's silver, it'll be great. It's not, because this is so much more flimsy than the other one, because the other one was like sitting up straight in here. And so it kind of worked. It was still not the best solution, but it kind of worked. This one clearly does not work. Then I saw somebody that I follow on Instagram post about these like little tray things. And I don't remember who they are. They are from Amazon. And it's a massive pack of varying sized trays. So I didn't like go on a hunt to find the solution. I feel like the solution found me and we're gonna put it together and see how it goes. So there's this size, which looks like there's 1, 2, 3, I don't know, that you can count, like you can see, I'll link them below. And there was a smaller set too, but I have other spaces in our apartment that could definitely use some gizmos like this. So there's this size, there's these little tiny itty bitty ones, which I don't actually know if there's gonna be anything in there that's gonna warrant that. And then there's these long skinny ones, and then there's these kind of bigger ones, and then there's little foot things that you can, wow, the lighting is really bright. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see that. Little foot things you can put on the bottom to make it so that they don't slip. I don't know if I'm gonna need any of these like really big ones either. Yeah, I might, I guess we'll see. Really, this first step is gonna see how many I can get to fit in the actual tray, and what kind of Tetris I can play to like arrange them. And then it will be like actually organizing the makeup. So step one, we just need to get the makeup out of here. Okay, so let's see. There's a lot of plastic packaging in this, which is always annoying. Wow, these fit perfectly like this way, obviously, and then I could do them this way too. I mean, I could just do this all the way down. It kind of depends on how many different little sections I want. And there's this. Well, I guess here, let me first, if I wanted to just do this size, I can fit 4. And they kind of like, there's a little bit of room at the end. I could put the mirror and like the eyeshadow palette. Or if I only do 2, and then I do some of these this way, I could do 3 of these this way, and then it's kind of like the same thing. So let's see. Okay, so this is like a primer that I hardly ever use. I usually have like a section at the beginning that was like base, so it was like this primer. This is the foundation I use if I'm like gonna be taking photos. Otherwise, it's that tinted moisturizer that I talked about that I ordered new of. Yeah, that kind of works. And then it was kind of like bronzers. Where's my other one? Bronzer. I have some, oh, and well, then it's like highlight and blush. I have a couple of eyeshadow palettes that I literally just never use. I like don't put on eyeshadow anymore ever, you know. Lipsticks are probably gonna need their own big one. Maybe, and then like eye products could go in a small one. Maybe all of these kind of face products all kind of go in one here. Let's see here. Products, eyes, lips. I have like a bunch of these that are basically, I'm like squeezing the last little bit out of, hence why I bought a new one. I still haven't quite solved the solution of brushes because I have a like cup that sits on my very limited counter space, my bathroom, that holds them all. But then when I come do my makeup in here, I don't really have a solution for them. Also, how stackable are these? Oh, they're not, I guess. That's not really the point, huh? Because that would be cool if I could then stack the brushes. Like put the brushes in here and like stack them on top. Where's the lid to that? Who only knows? It's a brush. There's like another single eyeshadow palette. Does not need to be with the makeup. Eyes, lips. Oh, there's like these things. Blush, my face powder that I'm gonna have in the right color. Again, one of these, which I am gonna have like a billion of these, but I don't need all of those in there. Because once I get the one that's the right, like that's full, that one will be the priority. Some more lip products. I have a lot of lip products for somebody who uses like the same ones. Oh, my concealer, which could live on top of that. That's fine. Because again, I only use that foundation when I'm like really digging out. A couple more eye products. This is a hair thing that doesn't need to be in here. That's basically it. I don't know. Like this totally works. Like all of these in a long one. That totally works. I don't know if it's worth trying to, like I don't need all of these in here. I only need one. I don't know why I have all three. I need to clearly wash all of them. And then like I usually swap it out for like a clean one. But then I also have all these eye products, oops, that I don't usually use. But I guess these could go in here too. Okay, let's say I only had one of these like I normally would. That could live here with those eye products. Okay, we're getting somewhere. This is the only thing that doesn't really have a home, but then, so again, neither does the brushes. But you know what? They could just live on top. And then that's so much better than it was before. Like, maybe it's not perfect, but it is a massive improvement over what we were dealing with before. I probably would need to try it out and play with it when I'm actually doing my makeup and see how it goes before I really rearrange anything. All right, by the way, I think this is the second time I've vlogged in this spot and it looks like bare in the background. I'm on the bed, and we haven't hung up the stuff behind here. I made the plan. We're gonna do a gallery wall of like a bunch of stuff that's all about our relationship, and I made the plan, I ordered the photos, but I haven't gone around to actually hanging it up yet. So anyways, the last thing I was gonna show you as part of this vlog, because I thought it would be fun to include it in every vlog, and that is the nursery update, and like each week show you how it's coming, because we've done a couple of things. But I can't get into it right this second because we went to pick up the recliner that we got earlier this week. I think I told you that. And the box doesn't fit through the doorway. So I'm gonna have to take it apart out in the hallway and then like take it piece by piece into the nursery. And I have not gotten around to that yet. I don't think I'm gonna get to it today. I probably am not gonna do it tomorrow. We'll see. But it's definitely not gonna happen. Like if it really is probably not gonna happen today, but I'm not gonna wait. I'm gonna go ahead and close out this vlog. I know this vlog is probably very long. There's a lot. I feel like I did and said a lot in the last couple of days. So I'm gonna close out this vlog here. And if I do anything else exciting today, it'll be a part of the next one. So that is gonna be it. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, please click that subscribe button. I upload new videos every week focused on helping you achieve your goals. Thank you so much for watching. And it was, is that right? Crap. Is crap a swear word?